for how I'm going to be killing Kali here. I basically am going to swap the Amaranthine Ring off of Varan, and I'm going to swap it onto him. That will increase his attack power by a lot. So that'll shorten the fight considerably. In addition, it also gives him some extra physical defense, which he desperately needs. Now, over here, we're going to equip a Ward Ring. Now, one of the keys with his magic defense is that his magic defense is very sort of spiky. So this will be a reasonable help with dealing with that. The other thing that I need to do is I need to pick up some Saints Gloves. And I need to equip those on him. No, I don't need to equip those on him. So he has the unfortunate problem now that he's not going to have half mana costs. But honestly, his mana costs weren't existent before, basically. He had non-existent mana costs because his mana costs were lower than that of Oberon. But now he needs mana at around the same rate. He's actually going to go through a lot of mana early on, but that's fine. So, we're going to save the game. We're going to go after Kali now. So, let's see. What are we going to do? We are going to use Nirvana off the bat. We are going to attack off the bat. Attack off the bat. Attack. The goal is to get through this first turn. If we can, that's good. If we can't, then poop. Okay. If she casts a spell next round, I am in deep shit. So we're going to go ahead and attack. And we're going to cast Citadel. He's going to keep attacking. And he's going to use behind enemy lines. Double attack comes out on Kamanaton. That's all good. And did I get that on? Okay. We've got the Enfeebling Knife. We've got everything on. Good. So, we have most of the debuffs active. We do not have quite all of them, but we're close enough. Close enough for government work. So, we need to cast Dark Ward. We need to cast Dark Ward. And we need to use Hamstring. Now, the one thing that I forgot to was swap whatchamacallit. I forgot to swap his row. He has 772 defense, which puts him comfortably ahead of Komanatin. So yeah, I definitely would want him to be actually in the front row to be absorbing damage. But that's okay. We've got Dark Ward out. We've got our debuffs out. Now all we need is to cast Juggernaut. Now, he needs to use Adamantine Vest. And we got all these buffs out. Do we want to... We're gonna do a Healing Steel. So we stole the Veneer Sword. Megaton Explosion comes out and does nothing. Adamantine Vest gives me what I need. And let's see here. We can now use a mana sacrifice because we just blew a bunch of mana there. And we can use a mug to make sure that we reapply this. So even if we fail to steal, we can still reapply our buffs. Let's take a look. Just gonna keep mugging. Okay, so Dark Ward has one more turn on it. I'm gonna go ahead and use Human Shield because I'm gonna have to. Wow. I'm gonna have to do some good business anyway, so we might as well. Now, we need to recast Dark Ward. And we need to recast behind enemy lines. I didn't cast Dark Ward on him again, so I'm an idiot. So now I've got all my bullshit desynced, like a special person. So let's go ahead and use Dark Ward. Hamstring. Need to use a mana sacrifice. I'm actually just going to keep stealing until I get that done before I worry about getting the hamstring. Hamstring is kind of important, but it's more of an important thing for, like, once I have a lot invested into the fight. And right now I just don't have anything invested. So we have Dark Ward for 2 more turns, and we can go ahead and apply debuffs. We're going to go ahead and do a Healing Steel. Amaranthine Ring. It's one of them. One of the important things is done, and let's see. Mind Flay just activated on Komanaton right as I need him to recast buffs. That's a problem. We're going to go ahead and use Human Shield. And we're going to use Healing Steel. Whirlwind Massacre comes out and doesn't really do shit. And let's see. I'm gonna apply a Hamstring. Okay, so a bunch of damage just came in, but not Mana Surge. We need Dark Wards up. Devastation comes out and misses, luckily. So we're gonna use a Mana Sacrifice. Kali's Ring. Boom. So we have Mind Flay on Oberon, unfortunately. But he should be okay for now. Now, we do not have this effect out, so we should get that out. And we need Behind Enemy Lines again. Ground Slam comes out because for heavy hit, because we didn't have enough of our debuffs active. And we didn't have Citadel active either, for that matter. Okay, Hamstring's out, Rate of Death comes out. No problem. Alright, so Dark Ward has one more turn on it. Citadel. I just applied the other one, so let's go ahead. So Mana Sacrifice has gone out, and we're trying to regen our way back into good shape. We need to recast Dark Ward because... Oh, great, they can both recast Dark Ward on the same turn. How delightful. So Reprisal Whip is already active. And we're... Oh, no, no, no. He cannot. He has to fucking attack. No, 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 no. That int drop is no longer active, I don't think. So Annihilation comes out to Sordrell. Oh, that hits hard. Luckily, it went to the one character who has an overwhelmingly high amount of magic defense. So we got Dark Ward on him, but we didn't get it on his little friend there. He's going to cast it, and he's going to... I think he's actually going to use a Healing Steel. I have a lot of characters who are injured right now. That crush! Whoa! Okay, so how are we doing? We need Citadel recast soon, but not right now. I'm actually gonna use a human shield. Ooh, Devastation comes out. That would have killed him if it had landed. Luckily it did not. Also, he should be using Sidestep. Okay, so... pulling out of behind enemy lines. Smite comes out, does nothing. Int is dropped. Juggernaut comes out. And let's see here. We're now going to use Mana Sacrifice. Shit, I missed. Mind Flay comes out, but does not get the debuff, so that's fine. So Enfeebling Knife, Dazing Axe, behind enemy lines. We still need to get off. The hamstring. There it goes. Okay, so how are we doing? We need to recast Citadel, but more importantly, we need to get the Dark Ward back up. So both of them need to cast that. We need to go ahead and poke. So now we need to cast Citadel. I'm gonna go with a mug because I'm pretty sure that I stole everything. Yeah. Nice. So 2,000 damage coming into Oberon. It's a pretty good amount of damage. And we are clearly missing one of our things. Enfeebling Knife is up, so is Reprisal Lip, so I guess I'm not missing something. That's even scarier. Okay, so we can... I have 3 turns on Dark Ward, so we're okay. And he needs to attack. Oh my god, those crits, though. Okay, so Oberon is stunned again. We're going to go ahead and use a Mana Sacrifice this turn. And we're going to use behind enemy lines to reapply that. Oh, that damage. Oh, the damage that's coming out, it's too good. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So, what am I doing now? We need to recast Citadel, I believe. No, we don't. What we do need to do, I think, is get a Sentinel active, because we have the spare time to do it, so we might as well. No, we need to attack, because I don't know how long it's been. I don't think it's been very long, but the more opportunities we take to get that active, the better. You do not have the ward, do you? Dark ward needs to be recast just in case you get blown to bits. Annihilation is cast, does nothing. And Oberon is ready to reapply his debuffs. Let's go ahead and reapply that debuff before he blows up. Atomic Flare comes out, and we got the debuff back. Whew, okay. Yeah, letting her get those spells off when she's got full int is a little terrifying, but that's okay. It's okay, the rest of the party can handle it. Let's get the Dark Ward up. And let's see here. It's a good thing she didn't use her strongest AoE nuke, because that actually would have one-shot Varan, I think. Okay. Do I need a heal? I don't need a healing steal. I don't need shit. Just start pounding out. Annihilation is cast, and that hurt a lot more than I would have liked it to. Okay. That's why we need... to always have Citadel active. Because with Citadel active, she can't hurt him. But without Citadel active, he does still get hit pretty hard. He actually probably would have died there if he had his original setup, because the Amaranthine Ring is great and all, but that extra 50 defense goes a long way. So Dark Ward needs one more turn before I need to cast that again. Behind enemy lines, behind enemy lines, we get to make you die horribly. I'm going to reapply the hamstring, because if I reapply it now, then she has lowered agility, and thus I'm more likely to actually land it. Okay, so we have one more turn of Citadel, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and recast Juggernaut, I think. Yeah. So Juggernaut's getting recast on him. And since I do have to use the thing right now-ish, I'm going to go ahead and... yeah, he still has another turn for this. So we're going to use a Human Shield. And we're going to poke. Human Shield comes out. Juggernaut comes out. And let's see, what do we need to cast now? Citadel. So Citadel is on the fly. He has to recast Dark Ward, and I missed the opportunity, so that's fine. He'll just do that instead. Implosion's coming out, doesn't do shit. Of course, next turn, it'd do plenty. Because even with that magic defense up, I think he's still too squishy to handle it. So we need to use a Mana Sacrifice. Let's take a look at his defense. It is 715. That is not enough. That ain't nearly what I want it to be. Okay, he's gonna need to reapply this. I don't know how long I have left on it. He needs to reapply Dark Ward. Actually, he doesn't. He's got the other defense up. I'm gonna reapply Dark Ward next turn. when this guy reapplies it for himself. The fact of the matter is that he's not going to die from it, and for the majority of the fight he's taking no damage, so he should be able to regen back up even if he takes a big, like, 3,000 damage smack. It's like 3,000 out of 12,000, nobody gives a shit. So, what am I doing now? Something I need to look at. Okay, so Kali still has all of his effects active. Okay, that's a lot of misses. I like that. So, Dark Ward needs to be recast, right? Citadel still has 3 turns. How are you doing? Oh, you look like somebody who needs behind enemy lines cast on you. Destroy armor is active on my monk, unfortunately, but he should probably be okay. So we have Dark Ward, we have what? I guess we have reapplying debuffs. I probably should have hamstrung there. Citadel time, and then after that we got... I don't know, really, I guess just attack and... Okay, hamstrings out. Okay, so... what else am I doing? I just reapplied his debuff. So Implosion comes out, Juggernaut comes out, and let's see, how much time do we have on everything? So we have one more turn for Dark Ward. I'm actually going to use the Mana Sacrifice early. Nah, I'm going to attack. Okay, Enfeebling Knife got off. That's good. We can now go with... it's Dark Ward now, right? Yeah. So Dark Ward turn. Okay, so we still have another turn left. We're going to go ahead and use a Mana Sacrifice. Behind enemy lines. And we still need to cast more buffs because his job is never done. Go ahead and get a hamstring off. That is a lot of goddamn damage coming out. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Okay, so... we still have 2 turns before Dark Ward drops. We've just recast our thing reasonably soon. We've got a guard going out. Oh, it's a good thing, too. Okay, with that guard, he should be relatively close to full life now. So we need to go ahead and get a thinger out. I think I need to reapply this. Devastation comes out. Ooh. 1100 damage hit to Komanatin, who just shrugs it off. And then we need to use Dark Ward. Okay, we don't need to... we don't need to re-hamstring. So Dark Ward's active. Got some time on Citadel. I'm gonna go ahead and use Juggernaut now. I'm gonna have her on guard. He just applied his attack debuff, and he's really much lower than I'd like him to be. So, let's see. We need to recast Citadel this turn. And do I want to use Human Shield? No. Behind enemy lines needs to come out, so we'll get that out. Hopefully it's... okay, whew. Annihilation is fine, Devastation is the thing we're worried about. So we have 2 more turns on Dark Ward. Let's go ahead and reapply debuffs. Debuffs are all out. And we have 1 more turn before we need to cast Dark Ward. So we have Juggernaut for 3 more turns. He is going to just do a fast cure and get Varan in better shape. Because Varan has not gotten his attacks off in a while. Now it's up. Perfect. So Sordrell was basically not even hurt by that. We're recasting Dark Ward. And now... okay, so this is, I think, a much more stable way for things to go than the other way. I'm still gonna have to be concerned about insta-gibs on one character, but the character is Varan now. So I think we're going to go ahead and use a Mana Sacrifice. So Mana Sacrifice comes out. We need to recast Citadel. I'm gonna have him guard. I actually need to get in the habit of guarding periodically with Varan, because the more turns that the enemy can't attack him and do anything, the better. Okay, we do still have Enfeebling Knife. Whew, scared for a second there. I was like, how did that drop? So we have 2 more turns of Dark Ward. I'm going to go ahead and just apply all my debuffs. Destroy Armor just went out on Varan. So with Destroy Armor on Varan, that's very dangerous. He's not going to want to do any attacks other than the ones that he has to in order to keep the debuffs up. So the question actually is whether he even wants to do those. And the answer is yes, but not quite yet. So let's take a look. We have Dark Ward for 1 more turn. So we're going to cast Sentinel. And we're going to cast... nothing. And he's actually going to guard until that hamstring is resolved. Or sorry, until the Sentinel comes out. Okay. We now need to recast Dark Ward on both of these characters. Hamstring is out. Destroy Armor is out. Ugh, don't like that. But the timing's okay, because it's coming out at a time when he's at his tankiest. So all of our buffs are in good shape. The question is, how are our debuffs? Because we haven't been having everybody attack. So I'm going to have him do a normal attack, because he's been sitting back, not attacking for a while. Annihilation comes out, does nothing. And we have all of our debuffs applied. The thing about debuffs is that, unlike buffs, I can't easily track the duration of the debuffs. Like, I can't just look and say, oh, okay, I'm fine now. I can, you know, keep going for another turn or whatever. So, let's see. He's got all of his debuffs. He's still got his defense down. I'm going to go ahead and just guard. And I'm glad I did, because that would have been 1,500 damage straight to the face. Let's see. We have Sentinel for one more turn. Honestly, I think that I probably want to just use Sentinel and not use Juggernaut at all. I don't have enough mana to use both. You know what? I actually do. I'm going to use Juggernaut this round. He's going to guard. I guess I probably should have just used the Cure on Ron, huh? Considering how low he is on life. Alright, so he's going to attack. And we've got Sentinel, which needs to be recast. I'm going to use Human Shield. And I'm actually going to have him guard. So with Human Shield out, we should be relatively safe from the physical damage. I need to recast Dark Ward. I'm going to reapply the Reprisal Whip because I'm worried about it falling. We need to use a Monarch Sacrifice. You didn't use Dark Ward, did you? Nope. He's guarding, because without Dark Ward, he's going to get hit like a truck. Behind enemy lines is going out. Okay, so... unfortunately, everything is wrong. I'm completely out of sync. So, Megaton Explosion comes out, does 2,500 damage to Oberon, but that's okay. He can take a little bit of damage. He has 500 HP regen per round. So, honestly, even if she casts the bigger nuke, it would only do like 5,000 damage to him or something like that, which is scary, but isn't deadly. So, question, what do I do now? He needs to fucking attack. He hasn't applied his Enfeebling Dagger in a long time, and it is, in fact, fallen. So we need to get that out, and he's going to go ahead and guard. Because he hears, Enfeebling Dagger wore off, and he goes, ah! Alright, so luckily we do have 2 turns right now to try and get this effect off, but there we go, we got it off. Alright, so you need to do something. We need to recast Dark Ward. He needs to get his Reprisal Whip on. We're gonna use a mana sacrifice, hopefully. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be great. Mind Flay's coming out. Oh shit! That's a problem. That's a big problem. Let's get behind enemy lines back up. Okay, Sordrell's back up, but that's not what I need. Sordrell being back up just allows me to do damage, when what I really need is to start preventing damage. Let's get another hamstring out. There we go. So hamstring's out. We're not in good shape, but the guy that can make us in good shape is back up, so that's good. So we need to cast Mana Sacrifice, because that's probably the most important thing. Yep. That's the most important thing right now. And as for you... I think he's applied all of his effects. Okay, the int goes out. Okay, so that's done. We need to recast Dark Ward on both of these characters. And he needs... I don't like that. There's something missing. Of course there's something missing. Commandaton hasn't attacked yet. I need to... I should have guarded on him. Okay, so... Commandaton's actually slower than Oberon. I didn't realize that. I've been thinking it was the other way around this whole time. Okay, so let's get this shit going so that we don't die horribly. And does he need to cast anything? He does not, so get the guarded. I'm so glad I got him guarded. If he wasn't guarding, he would have taken 2,000 damage to the face. Right on a turn that he's going to need to immediately follow up. So we're going to cast Citadel. We're going to cast nothing. He's going to just attack. Behind enemy lines needs to come back out. Crush is coming out to Commandaton. That's good, because he's going to regen that back up, no problem. How do we do on our Dark Ward? Dark Ward has 2 turns left. We're applying Sentinel. Do I need Hamstring now? Hamstring's still active. I'm actually going to guard because he's low on life. Okay. So Sentinel's now out. And we need to do that. And I'm gonna hamstring. I'm gonna miss. Because I'm cool like that. We need to recast Dark Ward. We need that hamstring. There we go. There we go. So, magic defense applied. How are we doing? All our buffs are looking good. Guess I should probably get a Mana Sacrifice out there while I have the opportunity. So, we need to recast Citadel. And he just applied his effect, he's guarding. Atomic Flare comes out, that's a non-turn for Kali. So Sentinel needs to be recast. Not as important as reapplying this. Son of a bitch, this wore off. That's really bad. Okay, so behind enemy lines is coming out. Fuck my butt. Okay. So, luckily that was attacking Sordrell, who can survive those kinds of hits, but we did get the debuff back up. So we're... I hesitate to say we're okay. We haven't lost. Okay, we are now casting Sentinel. And we are going to take a look. How we feeling? Feeling like Represol is kind of important? Rain of fire. Ugh. Stop it with the rain of death. Okay, so Sordrell is just going to keep guarding because ain't nothing he's going to do while he's that low on life. And let's see, we are going to take a look. Dark Ward needs to be recast. We don't have a choice in the matter. I mean, we do. We could die. I don't think Sordrell, while guarding at 1000 HP, is currently at risk of death. Except he does have Devastation on him. So there is that. So other than that slight hiccup, he should be fine. Now, guarding... What does he see? What are we missing? Enfeebling Knife is on. And we do not have Hamstring, so we just need to reapply that. So we're getting a Cure 4 on Sordrell, which honestly is not a huge amount. We're going to go ahead and still keep guarding, because he's still got that debuff on him. And we don't have the opportunity to keep buffing him. I'm so glad that I defended. Okay, so we're keeping him as good as we can. We're going to go ahead and get an attack off. Annihilation is coming out, no damage. Okay, we just got the Enfeebling Knife back on him, so that's good. Him? That's a her. It looks... To be fair, it looks like a male model. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a male model. But that is Kali. Kali is female. Anyway, let's see. Hamstring, Enfeebling Knife, Dazing Knife. Or Dazing Axe, rather. Reprisal Whip. Okay, so we have all the big ones up. We just need to reapply some of the little stuff. So let's take a look. We need to recast Sentinel. And Behind Enemy Lines. One of the nice things about Behind Enemy Lines is that it auto-hits. Mind Flay on Oberon, that's a problem because he's about to need a Dark Ward, and he ain't gonna get it. So I'm gonna use Healing Trance now that he's high enough to do it. And we need to figure out what we're gonna do. He's gonna cast Dark Ward on himself. And he is going to do what? I guess he's gonna stab. Yeah, he's gonna stab with a Reprisal Whip. That's gonna work. Okay. So Sordrell should be fine from now on. Let's take a look here. We've got Citadel in one turn. And we need to cast... Shit, I don't have that spell anymore? That's a problem. Alright, we're just gonna attack, because we don't really have much choice in the matter. He's gonna guard. He's already just applied his attack, so... Atomic Flares are coming out, and you can see that because he doesn't have that Dark Ward, he's actually taking damage. More importantly, Atomic Flare is a really weak attack. It only does 500 base damage. He just took 800 damage from it, which means that when this thing casts the 2500 damage Annihilation, it's gonna hit like a truck. Now, I can take one of those. It's okay for him to take one of those. By the way, not okay for Komata to take one of those. But okay for Oberon to take one of those. Let's see, we need to recast Hamstring. But if we do take one of those, we need to immediately repair ourselves. So, how are we doing here? We've got all our debuffs, sorry, all of our buffs active right now. I'm actually going to wait. How much time do I have? I have 2 turns for Dark Ward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him attack, Let's get these debuffs back active. And we're going to have him do something no, we can't attack with him. We have to use Mana Sacrifice. Those 1 damage hits to Komata make me very happy. Okay, so Mana Sacrifice is out. Sentinel's uncasting. We need to ignore that. in favor of... Oh, I'm so glad I defended. Oh, we survive. So the devastation comes out. We really need to recast Dark Ward, and we're going to recast Dark Ward on both these characters. This character is going to cry because he cannot possibly do anything right now with his HP this low. So Dark Ward's coming out. Citadel. We're going to cast a Cure 4 on him. And he's going to guard. I can't start applying my debuffs until we've dealt with the situation at hand. So, let's see. He's now high enough that he can attack. The Enfeebling Knife is still active, so he should be okay. Let's see here. Do I want to cast... No. No, because I don't want to have to use that shit any earlier than I have to. So we can start getting our debuffs active again. Okay, Enfeebling Knife is still active. Luckily, we didn't have that expire before we got a chance to get the situation somewhat under control. We still don't have him hamstrung. I don't care. He's guarding. He's got way too little to play with for me to try and pull any bullshit. Enfeebling Knife. Oh, shit. I'm an idiot. Okay, we need to cast a fast cure on him. We need to... Mistakes were made. I need to get an attack on him because my whip is not on him anymore. Okay, we got the whip off. Whew. That was him. I keep saying him. What is this? I don't do this. Okay, her. Damn it. I'm not usually the one who mistakes the gender of the enemies that I'm fighting. I know a lot of people in the gaming community do it. That's usually not me. It's just I'm looking at this model and it's like that. It's clearly not Kali. Right? It doesn't look anything like Kali. So, anyway, let's see. Enfeebling Knife, Dazing Axe, behind enemy lines, Reprisal Whip. Okay, so all of my debuffs are currently active on this guy. Recasting Dark Ward. This guy. What is wrong with me? Anyway, on her. She is currently enfeebled and currently having trouble. Okay, let's make her dead so that I can stop screwing up her gender. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and... I'm gonna apply Sentinel. No, I'm not. I need to use a Mono Sacrifice. Unfortunately, even with him quite frequently defending, Varan is really far behind in terms of HP because I can't really devote turns to healing him. My Grey Mage is just too busy. It's got too much shit to get done. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. We can't recast the Citadel because we have slightly more important things that are coming up. And that devastation is courtesy of not getting the Enfeebling Knife active when it needed to be. Citadel is coming out. Luckily, we do still have a couple turns. We are going to go ahead and use a Human Shield. It has to be done. We're using behind enemy lines. We need to get the damage output back under control. Implosion is coming out. It's doing a lot of damage. Does he not have Dark Ward? Doesn't he have Dark Ward? He still has Dark Ward active? He needs both Dark Ward and Citadel? Oh, shit. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's see. What do I need to do? All my debuffs are active. We are in a somewhat safe period. I'm going to go ahead and use a Sentinel. I'm actually not. Yeah, I am. We're in a really dangerous spot here. It's best for me to do that. So, we are going to recast the Reprisal Whip, because I do not want to risk that ever dropping. Okay, so Dark Ward needs to be recast. Unfortunately, I'm getting low on mana. So... I've been consuming too much mana to get where I am. I'm regenerating 33 per round, but I'm using way more than that overall. Okay, so what does he feel like doing now? I think he probably feels like getting that goddamn debuff up so that he doesn't make me cry. Ground Slam's coming out. Okay, we need to use a mana sacrifice, unfortunately. Oh my god, we did it! We stole her ring, right? So that's Kali. Do we have 2 Kali rings? No, we only have 1, because we haven't gotten the second one yet. Okay, so... Kali is down. We just took out the most powerful boss in the game in our 80s. Pretty happy about that. Wow. So, because of the fact that I've been recording for a highlight, I'm going to go ahead and just look at my equipment so you guys can get an idea of what I've done. I've done double Amaranthine rings on him because he doesn't have enough defense to survive if she uses her big attacks on him. So I just doubled up on that for him. He has enough magic defense that if he uses his Nirvana, he just is really tanky. Okay, so moving on to Kumanotin, he has an Enfeebling Knife. Enfeebling Knife drops enemy attack bar by 25%, and then he has a bunch of, like, just the best gear that you can have, and then he has a Bubble Ring and an Amaranthine Ring. So, let's see. You can see his stats. He's got 7,600 HP, and then those are his stats. Let's see. So, Oberon, Dazing Axe. Dazing Axe reduces enemy intelligence. Absolutely mandatory for this fight, unless you're going to just make yourself super overpowered. The alternative is if you do have a Hunter in your party, the Hunter can use a... There's Muddling Bow, I think it is, that does the exact same thing. They're both 25%. If you had both in the party and didn't have a monk, then good luck finishing the battle, because you're going to be there for a few years. Anyway, so he's got the Ancient Helm, because it gives the most magic defense, and he's got a Bubble Ring and an Amaranthine Ring as well. So these are the 2 like main tank characters. They're both in the front row. Both other characters are in the back row. So, these are his stats. That's what he looks like. Okay, so, Varan, Reprisal Whip. Decreases enemy attack bar by 25%. Amazing weapon. Oh, did I mention... Oh yeah, no, never mind, I didn't. For some reason I was thinking I had the Mutilating Swords still, but I don't. So, he is sort of a weird case. He's got double ward rings. I had originally had an Amaranthine Ring on him, but there were a couple of problems. The first, his magic defense without any buffs was too low. Like, way too low. He had 70... Oh, sorry, he had 703 magic defense with the Amaranthine Ring, which means that he's taking 50% extra damage even after the axe comes into play. It's just too much damage coming into play unless he's got the buffs active. So with this, he's a bit more safe, he's a bit more secure, and all that stuff. He has pretty decent defense anyway, so he's not usually getting one shot. But as you saw during the fight, it was still rough going. These are his stats. He was in charge of getting Reprisal Whip active, as well as 2 other attack bar debuffs you saw during the fight. But this is the gear that I had. This is the party setup that I had. I think that this is probably one of the better parties in terms of absolute ability to kill enemies. So that's it. So that's it for the highlight. Later, folks.